Hey everyone, I'm back. This time by popular demand to show you how some shortcuts and some tricks with solving the Rubik's Cube in the beginner method. First of all, the first shortcut is after you get the cross. Everyone should know how to get the cross by this point, and my green stickers peeled off, so now I have a black face instead of a green face. Oh well. Here's some of the shortcuts you can do in solving the cross. Obviously, the fastest way to get a cube from here to here is when it's facing to the right in this corner like this. That's just one move. However, when you're not lucky enough to have it, for example, this is yellow by the way, the face fell off. Here's my red, yellow, and my black. Here's my red, yellow, black piece, but it's facing this way now. What you're going to do is you're going to turn the cube like this and do the algorithm backward. It's going to look like this. That was also just one move, and it saves you a lot of time. This one we just got easy on. And this one's the same way. You're going to, instead of holding it here, you're going to hold it here and do a left, down, left inverse. That way you can have it all go quicker as opposed to going through left inverse, left down, left inverse, left down, left inverse, left down, and so forth. Okay? The next one is when it's on the bottom like this. Here's my face. It's on the bottom like this. You need to turn it here. You need to go left inverse, down, You need to go down, left inverse, down inverse, down inverse. Just skip it right over. Just because the only reason the algorithm works the way it does is so it puts the cube all back together. At this point you don't care what's happening on the cube. You just care what's happening up here. So you can skip right over it, turn it back up, turn it down, and left inverse, down inverse, left. Right. Forget that left part. It's the right. But that way it goes faster. Here's the next thing you can have a shortcut on. The third layer. You don't have any shortcuts for the second layer just because that's the Friedrich method if you want to do it that way. But the third layer there are some shortcuts. You know the order goes dot, L, line, then cross. Well, instead of going the slow way, the normal way that I taught you in the last video, there's ways to skip it, and it's just a simple change in the algorithm. It's only one move change, and it moves it twice. So I can get from the L to the cross immediately. And that is front, up, right, up inverse, right inverse, front inverse, and it goes right from the L to the cross. It will only move it up two spots. So if it's at the dot, it'll go to the line. If it's at the L, it'll go to the cross. And that's a quicker way to do that. There really is no other shortcut. What I just taught you should shave about, 12 to 15 seconds off your time. The only other tips I could say is have your cube, lubed really well, and learn something called finger tricks, which is what I use for the third layer. Let me solve the third layer here real quick. It's hard to do it when you're working around the camera. Okay, now that I see I have all my colors right and I have this one solved, this is where fast fingers come, or finger tricks. I always call fast fingers because that's what Who Wants to Be a Millionaire uses. Use finger tricks, and it's a series of movements where I start my hands like this, my ring finger on this cube right here, and my ring finger right here, and I just use my fingers as opposed to moving the whole entire cube, and it goes a lot faster. And this won't really work very well if your cube isn't lubed up very well. So that's all the tips and tricks I have for you. If you don't know how to take apart your cube, you turn it 45 degrees like this. You stick your finger underneath the cube, and you can pry it right open. You can rearrange cubes. Just put a little dab of Vaseline. My handy dandy Vaseline's right here. Put a little Vaseline right in here and work it in a little bit. Do it on both sides, and then just stick this cube in and push it back down like that. So I hope I'm helping you out a little bit. I'll have my 4x4 tutorial up soon once I figure out everything. I can do most of it except for parity at the moment. It's giving me a hard time. But happy cubing. I'll be open for any questions or concerns or comments or whatnot. I always respond to my comments as soon as I get them. So, happy cubing!
All the people in the left wing, rock, and all the people in the right wing, rock, and all the people in the